So the looking glass. Okay, so David Wilcox explained the device and drew pictures of it. I don't have them. Maybe I'll post them of this like block device, huge block device with tubes, cylinders, chrome cylinders coming out on the top of it. So you have these like domes of cylinders, like kind of like CERN probably with the cylinder racetrack type of thing. Well, Bill Wood confirmed that and said he didn't see it together, like he didn't see it operative. It was inoperative when he was hired, but he said he saw the cylinders, he saw the tubes, the chrome tubes coming out of this thing that was stored. And he asked why he was hired. What they hired him for was, in this looking glass, the way that they explained it, and he didn't see it, he did not witness it. He only saw the data from it, the collection of data from the people that did witness it, that were part of the program, part of the project. And his job, because the timelines that they supposedly saw, they captured on computer, and supposedly they got confused because there's timeline 1 and timeline 2, and they can't really decipher it. So they had him come in as an expert of, I guess, quantum physics, I don't know, to try to help them decipher or come up with a way that doesn't tamper with the timeline, that they're able to view it. I don't know, whatever. He wasn't even sure of why he was hired. He was just told to analyze the data and see what he comes up with. How David Wilcox explained this, and he did a whole documentary. It's 2012 Enigma, if you want to look it up. He did a documentary explaining how this works. Interesting enough, both of these guys claim that the ability, this is 2012, they gave this testimony. They said they could go any point in the past. They can't alter it though, because they said it's already been done. So they can't like alter things, although they could see scenarios that could have happened. But they said what happened is it happened. It's stuck. And they said, due to the ability from that point to go any direction to make the reality from different variables upon the choice of the respondent, they said that they couldn't go past 2012. December 21st, 2012.
You mean prior to 20? They couldn't go before that.
This was prior to that. This was in 2012. They said they can't see past December 21st. It's a block. There's a block preventing them from seeing it. They deducted, of course, I deduct that they can't see the future because they can't see the future. They deduct that because the timelines were so close, anything could happen. Oh, no, not anything could happen. I think how they mentioned it is there is an inevitable course, but it blocked them from seeing it because it was foggy over which course it was going to take. In other words, they can't see nothing. So there you go. But let me explain to you a little bit about Wilcox, how he explains the metaphysical aspects. He says that it's this machine, how it works, and he tells how it works. He says it's reverse engineering of the pineal gland. He said it's like a Faraday cage, protection to shield against the water around it, which is this unit. And the Faraday cage is these chrome tubes. It allows a unique hyperdimensional properties of water, as our bodies are 75% water, for a conduit to exist between reality that we are in and a parallel universe. Time serves as a three-dimensional landscape, and as you move in this dimension as you would in reality. You could travel as if on a physical landscape. Looking glass moves you either forward or backwards in time. And then he explains it as an astral travel, which your mind can travel out of your body, linked by a silver cord to report back to your conscious. However, he says as you experience this device of argon, whatever it is you want to be looking at, that's what you see inside. What the heck does that mean? It's so abstract to me. Now, if I explain that to you, Darren, and I mentioned big words like hyperdimensional properties of argon and three-dimensional landscapes, you would think I'm an intellectual physicist, quantum physicist, because it sounds good.
Well, the chemtrail buster I have is supposedly to accumulate argon energy and redirect it. And I've seen the
same process. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. But these terms sound like it's, whatever they're talking about. I would buy it. I don't know. But he says that when the participants tried to view past 2012, they hit a wall of white. The viewer couldn't see any further. It was like static through it. Like
didn't the Mayans and all the calendars supposedly stop it? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they're on the Mayan calendar. Maybe they're using Mayan mythos, the mythos.
Because sun god.
Because they are occultists. So they're going to regard what the Mayans believe. They're going to put that in. They're not going to regard what the Bible says. They're going to regard what, the Anunnaki says and what the Sumerians say. And, they said something bumped them back, restricting them from explaining any further. And he explains there are two parallel choices that interlaced back and forth as they come closer to December 21st. The flicker rate increases so much that it can't differentiate the frame rate between each parallel universe. So it becomes like almost one, and they can't see the differences because it's too fast. And they said it's necessary to have a computer slow it down to see if they could get the information from it. That's what they hired this guy to do. Now, I mentioned Phoenix 3, Montauk project. Wilcox said he had a roommate involved in the project. He said a chair was confiscated from a UFO, that the person in it would sit and allows them to amplify their psychic talents to the extent that if they thought about a particular place in space or time, a portal would appear in the room and they could go through it to experience the wormhole. Sound plausible to you, Darren?
Not really.
Sounds plausible, but I don't believe it, that's what they're doing.